Welcome to the online training of Anywhere365. In this section, we're going to do the IVR questions. The IVR questions can be selected in the functional settings on the management page. The IVR is split up in three different queues. The entering queue, which is these entry points of the customers. The question queue, where the customer can select a certain skill. Or the waiting queue, which is the customer continues until he has selected a skill. The first thing the customer will hear when the UC is open is the welcome message, which is the global announcement for the customer. Next up is optional, which is the welcome recording. In Anywhere, you can select to enable all recordings or disable them. When the feature is turned on, the customer will hear an extra message regarding the recording. The message close will be played when the UC is outside of business hours or during holidays. On the message close, you can define an escape option. You can do this by editing the question, selecting either a skill or the voicemail, and selecting the choice. When the choice remains on -1, the customer will be forwarded automatically. When the choice is changed to 1, the customer needs to select 1. In this case, you need to press 1 to be forwarded to the voicemail. Here you can also see how the IVR messages will be played. The UC will first check if there is an audio question. If there's no audio question, then it will check if there's a normal question. This will be played in the text-to-speech engine of Microsoft, depending on which language you have installed and selected in the settings. So in this case, we are closed at the moment. Press 1 to leave a voicemail. Next up, we have the message overflow. You can set a limit to the queue. When the queue limit is reached, the customer will hear the message overflow saying that the queue is full and he should try again later, and then the call will be disconnected. Next, we have the voicemail message will be played if you use the Anywhere voicemail, which will hear the message, please leave a message after the tone, and then the customer can enter his voicemail. Next up, we have the question queue. The question queue is used when there's no skill or voicemail on the welcome message. If there is a skill or a voicemail on the welcome message, the customer will continue straight to that skill or that voicemail. When it's empty, it will start playing the cues, the questions, regarding the order of that choice. So in this case, press 1 for sales. If you press 1, you get the message you have chosen for sales. The only thing we need to do is add skill sales. Please keep in mind that a question always needs to start with the text question, always needs to have a choice, and should have either a skill or a sub-question. A sub-question can be done by adding a second question and selecting the first question as parent. So in this case, the customer can press 1 for sales and will continue to the question number 2. When the customer reads the skill, which is either directly to the welcome message, directly on a sign-in step, or set in the question queue, the customer will continue to the waiting queue. The first thing the customer will hear is its position, which is first in line, number of people ahead of you, and more than 5 people ahead of you. Attached to this one will be the Q3, which is a more global message, defining that the customer can also see your website, or you can add a music on hold file here. These messages will by default repeated every 5 seconds. You can change the 5 seconds in settings. After 1 minute, which again is the default, and you can change it in the settings, the customer will hear the message busy, which is a different message, and you can say it's very busy at the moment, please try again later. Or you can say it's very busy at the moment, press 1 to leave a voicemail, change the choice to 1, check the voicemail, and if the customer hears this message, he will have the option to press 1. The call will be forwarded in the voicemail and it'll have an ending point.